Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out the brand new Fenty Beauty, what is this, Hydrating Pro Filter Foundation. So I didn't end up trying the original Fenty foundation because, to be honest with you, I'm a combination skin type, but more on the dry side, and I just felt that it was just going to honestly dry my skin right out. And from all the reviews that I saw, pretty much the consensus was great for oily skin, not great for dry skin essentially. So I decided to avoid. Now I did go ahead and pick up the shade number 140. I thought, for some reason, I thought I was 145, but apparently I picked up 140. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I do have a bit of a tan happening as well at the moment. So again, hopefully it, works okay. The other thing that I will note as well, when I was in store, guys, trying to figure out what shade I was. By the way, I'm just priming my skin with all the Hendrickson Banana Bright Face Primer. So anyway, when I was in store testing out the shades, one thing that I noticed was they seem to be a little on the grey side. So I don't know, have you guys been into store to try, test this out yet to see if you can get a shade match? Yeah, that was the one thing that I found for me when I was testing them out, was a lot of them I felt had some pretty grey undertones, which was interesting. But yeah, I always struggle matching my skin tone, not because I tan, because to be honest with you guys, as you would know from my previous videos, I hardly ever tan, but we're approaching summer in Australia right now, so I thought might be a good idea. Hence, look at my hands. Oh, she's bad. You can tell I did it myself. Anyway, yeah, I just kind of thought they just seem to run a little grey, and I have a tendency to struggle matching my skin tone as it is, because I'm quite freckly and my neck is always far lighter than what my face is, but that's how the case is with most people. I don't know, I feel like I just struggle because of my freckles, to be honest, but I don't know. Anyway, looking at this packaging, I really do like the packaging. I like that it is in a tube. I think that is great. I also think that it really helps, for you to be able to get the absolute last of the product out. So I really do love foundations that are in this kind of packaging. I think that's great. And I like it as a pump as well. So far ticking all the boxes there. So let's go ahead and get some of this out. Oh, come on. We'll get there, I promise. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dot this everywhere. So I think that looking at this, it probably is a little bit on the lighter side, which is good for when I have no tan on. Not great for right now. What has happened here? I've literally got it everywhere. I will be able to warm this up because I am going to really contour quite a fair bit, because I think this is a little bit on the fair side at the moment, just for what I've got going on. Where is the sponge I prepared earlier? Alright, let's go ahead and blend this baby out. I do have a massive pimple as well that I need to conceal, so there's that. Definitely this is on the fairer side for the tan that I've got on right now, which is, my bad. But that's alright. Like I said, I'll be able to warm it up with the contour and everything, so should be alright. So far this is blending out quite nicely with the sponge. Oh, this is so light. Bum. I mean, so far it's blending out really nicely. Okay, so first impressions, I've got to tell you, I do really like the feel of this foundation. I'm a little bit concerned about the coverage, and again, maybe this is just because I used a sponge. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one more pump, because I think we did originally just do 2 pumps, wasn't it? Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the case. So I'm just going to sort of dab it in some areas that I'm kind of not feeling the best about. Definitely where my pimple is, over here. Always a fun time testing out new foundation when you have a massive blemish. And this time I'm just going to go ahead and use a brush and just sort of stipple this in. So it does say that this is a medium to full coverage. Definitely I feel that this is more of a medium coverage, and I think that if you use a brush you're going to have definitely more of a fuller sort of coverage effect slash feel as opposed to using a sponge. But I'm just going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see my skin, how it's just sitting on top of that primer. Nice and close now. Okay, so one of the things I am noticing is, do you see how it hasn't really adhered very well to my nose? And I'm also kind of feeling that it weirdly is looking a bit dry, and that's interesting to me because this is obviously supposed to be like a hydrating foundation. So I don't know, first impressions, I kind of don't know how I'm feeling about it, to be honest. Like this, just to me, this isn't looking overly great. So yeah, I'm just going to zoom you guys back out. I mean, obviously at the moment it's way too light for me. That goes without saying. But again, it's not the color that I have the issue with. It's, I guess, how it's currently sitting on the skin and how it's performing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and do everything that I would otherwise usually do. So we're going to put some concealer on, and we're going to definitely contour our face because I need to really put some warmth back into my face right now, that is for sure. So to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and use my contouring, what is this called? Tantour by Huda Beauty. This is in the shade Light. Again, check out that tan. Alright, so I'm just going to take this brush from, this is just a Morphe brush, this is like a little paddle brush. It's a Y12, and we're just going to sort of start to carve everything out. This is honestly just how I would do it with any other foundation, to be honest with you guys. So I'm hoping that, you know, it's just going to act and perform the same way. Definitely need to pretend we have a jawline. Today of all days. Okay, so I'm just going to take my Zoeva stippling brush and just start to really work this into the skin and blend it out. Don't know why I said out like that, or like, I have no idea, whatever. Anyway, we're just going to start to really work this into the skin, and hopefully it reacts well with this foundation. If it doesn't act well with this foundation, then I'm going to be really sad because I love this product so much. I did do a full dedicated review on this Tantour. Guys, if you are interested and want to check it out, I will link the video up top now for you guys. But yeah. It's just such a great product. I just love it. I know it's not revolutionary. I know that, you know, cream contour has been out for ages now, but this is just a really, really good one. Okay, so just having a look at this foundation from far away, I think it looks nice. I think it's translating pretty well on camera. It's just so light, oh my goodness. But when I have a look up close, I can see like it's just doesn't seem to be reacting well to, it must be the primer that I put down, because honestly it just looks terrible. And it just looks really patchy. It hasn't dried down at all. Like it just, I don't know what is going on, but this is just not seemingly looking great. Which is so weird because I had it, like I definitely put it on in store as well just to test out. And one of the things that I like, but we only put a really small amount on, like it was a very, very tiny amount in comparison to what I would otherwise normally do. Okay, so now let's just put some concealer down. I'm just going to use the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade Light. And I am just going to use a brush, I think, to blend this out. Oh, I didn't contour my nose. I'll get to that. Alright, so to set our face, I'm going to go ahead and use the Fenty powder in the shade Butter. This is one of the lightest shades that you can get in the powder, so I think this should work pretty well. And I love the little, like, how cute's the little puff that you get with it. So cute. Just going to put this right under our eyes. One thing I will say is I love the Fenty powder. Like, it really is quite beautiful. So now let's just go ahead and get some blush on. Finish up this bronzing situation. Because I think it's really important, you know, to see how it reacts to all of these different, you know, steps in your base makeup routine. Because let's face it, we all put bronzer on, we all put, you know, a bit of contour on and blush, so you want to make sure that the foundation is going, you know, to really react nicely and well to that. You know what I'm saying? And let's do a little bit of highlight. For highlight today, I'm going to use Mary Luminizer by The Balm. You guys would know. This is one of my absolute favourites of all time. It just is such a pretty highlight. You guys, like, look at the colour of my hand versus my face right now. Just, I know, fail. I'm going to put some setting spray on. This is just by Glam Glow. I really like this setting spray. It's very light. It's very hydrating. And I love the mister. It's so thin. It's just, oh. And it smells amazing too. In fact, everything about that I really enjoy. Okay, so first impressions at this point, I'm not a fan of this foundation. So, and we haven't even done the wear test yet. I do not feel that it has blended. I just don't think it's worked well with the primer that I used. So the primer I used was the Hendrickson Banana Bright Face Primer. I will be honest, I have had some issues with this primer depending on the foundation that I've used. So I'm kind of feeling like maybe it's just the primer I've used and it's just not sort of agreeing. I'm not entirely sure at this stage, but like honestly, I could put a finger to my face right now and it will transfer like no tomorrow. And keeping in mind, I have already set this with powder, so I did also go ahead and use the Fenty Beauty powder. This is in the shade Butter. Did go ahead and use this powder to set my face, as you guys saw. So yeah, at this point, I'm a little bit concerned. It's a fairly average day at the moment. I'm in Queensland, so it's pretty hot up here at the moment, to be honest. Actually, I'll tell you what the weather is. Just hang on. Okay, so it's currently 27 degrees. That's not bad. It's warm, but you know, nothing too crazy. And again, this is supposed to be a hydrating foundation, and to be honest, I am feeling a little bit on the dry side currently. So there's that as well. I don't know, guys. Let's go ahead and do this wear test. I will check in with you throughout the day and then I'll film my final thoughts on the foundation at the end of the day and let you guys know how I'm feeling about it. Okay guys, this is my first check-in. So I've kind of been running around all day doing a number of different things. So as I said earlier, it has been pretty hot out, but I think like overall, it's actually held up pretty well. I'm actually impressed, to be honest, with how well this is worn so far. So it is now about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have a couple more things I need to get done, so I'm probably going to keep wearing this well into the night. So I will see you guys again very soon. Okay guys, we are back, and look, I have to tell you, overall, I feel the same way as what I did before. This foundation simply just hasn't worked well for me. I'm going to zoom you in now. Okay, so now you're nice and close. You can see what I'm talking about. It's been about 12 hours, and as you can see, it's pretty much well worn off my nose and my upper lip area. It's settled into all of my lines, like literally every single line I have on my forehead, on my face in general. I feel like it has very well settled into. yeah, this just hasn't worked for me. So look, I don't know whether it's the base that I used or what, but for me personally, I can't recommend this foundation. For me, it just was a complete and utter fail, which is a real shame because I was hoping that it would work really well. Honestly, I'm probably going to wear this on a very light coverage kind of day when I don't have any self-tan obviously happening, because that's when I feel that it's going to suit my skin tone the best. But yeah, this at the moment for me, this is just, it hasn't worked the way that I've worn it, unfortunately. So let me know in the comments down below if you've tried this foundation, your thoughts and opinions on it. I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, look, I'm sorry, I'm not going to like everything on this channel, guys. What can I tell you? I personally wouldn't recommend it just based on the experience that I had today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're aware of when I upload next. At the moment, I am doing my very best to upload every Saturday minimum, and generally with a bonus video through the week on roughly a Wednesday. So hit the notification bell to know when I upload next, and I will see you all on the next one. Mwah. Bye guys.